People say the big devour the small. Most of the time it sounds like just a bitter proverb, something repeated when life feels unfair. But sometimes it becomes real. This is one of those times. In a quiet neighborhood, there lived a man named Ehsan. He was poor in a way that doesn't change easily, the kind of poverty that stays with a person year after year. For most of his life, Ehsan worked as an attendant in a small tea house. He served tea, cleaned tables, and lived a simple life without asking for more than honest work and dignity. Years passed like this. Then one day, everything changed. During a wave of privatization, the city chairman made a decision. In recognition of Ehsan's long service, he was given the tea house. For the first time in his life, something belonged to him. Ehsan was happy, but happiness like that rarely lasts long. One day, men arrived at the tea house. They worked for a powerful man named Ehsan. They came with confident voices and polite explanations. The building needs renovation, they said. At first, it seemed harmless. They began fixing things, repainting walls, replacing furniture, and changing the structure. Ehsan believed them. He trusted that it was all for improvement. But slowly, quietly, things shifted. The tea house stopped feeling like his. By the time he understood what was happening, it was already gone. They had not repaired it. They had taken it. That night, Ehsan could not sleep. The next morning, he pinned his old medal for valiant labor to his chest and boarded a trolley bus to the city hall. He was going to see the mayor. City Hall was in chaos that day. The president was expected to arrive, and no one wanted interruptions. Ehsan insisted on meeting the mayor anyway. He was first met by an assistant who tried to dismiss him, but Ehsan stood firm. "You are not in a position to solve my problem," he said. "This is serious. If the mayor doesn't see me, there will be a scandal." Those words reached the mayor, and they changed everything. The mayor turned pale. He understood this was not a man who could simply be ignored. Ehsan was brought in. The mayor spoke carefully, choosing his words. "I understand your situation," he said, "but Acton helps many people. He supports projects and provides resources. I cannot simply force him to return the tea house." Ehsan's anger rose. "He is a devil," he said. "I have 12 children. He deceived me. I thought it was renovation, but he destroyed everything and rebuilt it for himself." He took a breath and then added, firmly, that if nothing was done, he would go directly to the president, who was arriving the next day. That changed the atmosphere immediately. The mayor realized the risk. If Ehsan reached the president, the situation could become uncontrollable. After Ehsan left, the mayor called the chief of police and ordered that he be kept at the station until the president left the city. And so it was done. Ehsan was detained without explanation and placed in an investigator's office. The officer told him to sit and then left. Outside, the city was full of celebration. It was New Year's season. Streets were decorated, music played, and people walked under lights and festivities. In the central square stood a large Christmas tree, and performers dressed as Father Frost moved through the crowds, giving gifts to children. One of these Father Frost performers, cheerful and unaware of what was happening in the station, decided to visit the police building to greet officers. He walked into each room saying, "Happy New Year." In one of those rooms, he found Ehsan sitting alone, drinking tea and watching television. The news was playing. The announcer said the head of state had arrived, and the motorcade was heading to the central square. At that moment, Father Frost entered the room. Ehsan stood up slowly. He closed the door. He walked toward him, and in a sudden moment of rage, he struck him with all his strength. The man collapsed unconscious. Ehsan did not hesitate. He removed the red coat, fixed the beard, picked up the staff, and walked out of the building calmly. No one stopped him. Moments later, he was in the central square. The president was meeting citizens, surrounded by security and celebration. Suddenly, a Father Frost stepped out of the crowd and approached. Security immediately became alert, but the president raised his hand and stopped him. "Leave him," he said. Father Frost walked closer and said he had brought a gift. From his coat, he pulled out an envelope. Inside, he said, was his pain and the suffering of his 12 children. The president listened silently. He looked at him carefully, then placed a hand on his shoulder. "Consider your request fulfilled," he said. Ehsan bowed his head and quietly said, "May you live long." Then he disappeared into the crowd. A week later, Acton returned to Tea House. Life slowly returned to normal. One day, while serving tea, Ehsan recognized a real Father Frost who had been involved in that day's confusion. He called the chef and ordered tea and beshbarmak for him, free of charge. And people said that your Father Frost did not bring gift to children. He brought justice. If you liked the video, like and subscribe.